10 Star Trek actors who appeared in Shakespeare, Star Trek, and Shakespeare have always had a close relationship, and numerous Shakespearean actors made the jump from the stage to the stars. From starship captains to Cardassians to Klingons, many iconic Star Trek characters have been played by classically trained theater actors. Beyond the actors who have connections between Shakespeare and Star Trek, references to the Bard and his work have been appearing in Star Trek since the early days of Star Trek, the original series. Even the humans of the far future continue to perform Shakespeare's plays as a way to entertain one another on a long voyage, or as a way to explore their own humanity. Not only are many Star Trek episodes named after Shakespearean quotes, but many Trek characters also reference Shakespeare's works. Star Trek: The Next Generation may contain the most references to Shakespeare, and Patrick Stewart is the actor most associated with both Star Trek and the Bard. But Captain Jean-Luc Picard is not the only Trek character known to quote Shakespeare's famous plays. Many of the actors on Star Trek: Deep Space Nine were also classically trained Shakespearean actors before they joined the show's cast. Here are 10 Star Trek actors who have also performed in Shakespearean productions. The late Christopher Plummer has a long history with Shakespeare. Plummer made his Broadway debut in 1954 and went on to be nominated for multiple Tony Awards, including one for portraying Iago in Shakespeare's Othello in 1982 and one for portraying King Lear in 2004. Plummer also won a Canadian Screen Award for his performance as Prospero in The Tempest, and was nominated for an Emmy for his portrayal of Hamlet in 1964 as Hamlet at Elsinore Production. A longtime fan of Star Trek, Christopher Plummer appeared in the franchise as Klingon General Chang in Star Trek IV: The Undiscovered Country, a role that was written specifically for him. David Warner joined the Royal Shakespeare Company in 1963, eventually taking on the role of Henry VI in Henry VI, Parts I, II, and III. He has also played the title role in Richard II and Hamlet. After making his film debut, Warner again starred as Henry VI in the BBC version of the Wars of the Roses cycle in 1965, and later as Don Armado in a BBC adaptation of Love's Labour's Lost in 1985. David Warner has portrayed 3 different Star Trek characters: Federation Ambassador St. John Talbot in Star Trek V: The Final Frontier, Klingon Chancellor Gorkin